Birsa Munda, a reflection of Adivasi aspiration, assertion, and liberation. Birsa Munda was a celebrated Adivasi freedom fighter who represented grassroots leadership in the multicolored Indian nationalist struggle against the British colonial rule. Birsa came about to reflect the Adivasi aspiration, assertion, and liberation across the country. Currently, he inspires movements and causes that work with an aim to deliver social justice to Adivasis, Dalits, among other marginalized sections. There is nothing spectacular about Birsa Munda's early life, which was steeped in misery. Like most Adivasis of the time, his family suffered from extensive deprivation and displacement at the hands of landlords. Haunted by the early bitter experiences, he was sensitive to the suffering in Adivasi society. Socially, Birsa had an eclectic upbringing. Christian missionaries preaching in the area drew his family to Christianity. Birsa was baptized as Daud. Christianity took him to mission schools and provided him with middle school level education, including smattering of the English. Birsa was even influenced by Hinduism of the kind propagated by Kabir Panth, which was prevalent in the area. He also came under the spell of Anand Pandre, a lower caste local guru. Birsa witnessed a flurry of activities of the Sardari Ladai movement, which worked towards the restoration of Adivasi rights through the petitions and depositions to authorities. Emerging Adivasi issues deeply influenced young Birsa's mind. These life experiences had an influence on the leadership methods he adopted for the Adivasi cause. Birsa devised his own religious tenets, practices, and prayers, drawing upon Hinduism, Christianity, and Munda beliefs. Channeling people's support for the religious belief into political action, Birsa forayed into agrarian cause, and this development catapulted him into a mass leader. Though supported by Sardari Ladai movement, Birsa emerged in his own right. He injected new radicalism into existing agitations. Birsa's revolt was pristinely anti-colonial, concerned also with the reconstruction of the small local Adivasi society under colonial ruination. Birsa Munda and his times reflect a case of Adivasi agility against the oppression of British colonialism. This was markedly different from the narrative of atavistic, primitive, tribal mind as it had been perceived until then. The life and political movements of Adivasi freedom fighters have been generally neglected by academics and writers. For instance, Chakra Bisoi of the Kond Revolt, Sidhu and Kanu of the Santhal Revolt, Thamandora of the Rampa Rebellion, Bantu Parja and Shamnath Dhakad of the Bastar Rebellion or Bhumkal, Jatra Orao of Tana Bhagat movement, Rani Guidinlu of Naga Revolt have been neglected by the academics. After the independence, the government of Bihar published a book titled The History of Freedom Movement in Bihar in the year 1957 and included a chapter on Birsa by historian Kali Kinkar Datta, who had earlier published a book on Santhal Rebellion. The chapter is perhaps the first academic writing on Birsa Munda. The growing importance of Birsa Munda in scholarly work has also provided subject material to popular literature and cinema. It has inspired the publication of popular books by National Book Trust and the Publications Division of the Union Government. Strangely, the misconception on Birsa has even forayed into advanced academic knowledge since. This is because existing scholarship lacks the courage to free itself from the romanticization of Adivasis as primitive, always tending to resort to the destined path of violence or millenarianism which placed in a crisis, best characterized by Birsa's uprising. In the recent years, particularly since the formation of the state of Jharkhand in 2000, as the political use of Birsa's name has thrived, it has become amply clear. Birsa's character has been tarnished in a blatant manner. Historical facts about his life and ideas have been distorted at will. These developments taint the image of Birsa Munda as an Adivasi mass leader. This state of affairs tears apart the soul of Birsa. Paradoxically, while the fame of Birsa Munda augmented, popular and scholarly literature alike has nurtured certain misconceptions around him. This leaves Birsa as half understood and at times even misunderstood. These quotes have been taken from the article Setting the Record Straight on Birsa Munda and His Political Legacy, authored by Dr. Joseph Bara. Please like and share our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Economic and Political Weekly.